It's a privilege to do this. We're going to have a ball today.
I appreciate it.
You know, it's going to be great fun. I mean, it's going to be miserable, but it's going to be fun.
Yes, sir.
Like a lot of these jobs, putting a coat of epoxy on the floor of an undisclosed restaurant seems pretty straightforward, but it won't be. I know this because nothing is ever straightforward on this show. There's going to be a multi-step process filled with unexpected difficulties and probably a surprising amount of chemistry.
All right, this is the restaurant. We're not allowed to tell you it's so when you hear me bleeped, or when you hear anybody bleeping, it's not because we're using bad language. It's because we've used the name of the restaurant we're not allowed to utter.
Well, Mike, this is our task for
The
today.
scene of the crime.
We're running the big grinder through the aisleways. We won't be able to move all this stuff because they got gas lines, I guess, going to them.
Yeah,
Because I have to get on our hands and knees, scrub the floor,
sure.
and we can only get the grinder so far underneath this part.
When we're done, is this floor going to be shiny?
It's going to be shiny and slip resistant.
So you want a seamless, slip-resistant, shiny floor here at the restaurant whose name we cannot mention. How much time we have to do this?
I think to 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, when they're opening at 4?
They want to open up at 5.
Oh, they want to open
So
up at 5?
3:30, we should be done by 3:30.
Yeah, the latest.
So it has to dry.
Yeah, it has to dry.
Well,
that's
it
true.
takes, you can walk on it about an hour, hour and a half. You can walk on it.
You got to do this whole thing in 4.5 hours? We probably shouldn't be standing around.
Yep.
Chop, chop.
For epoxy to bond on a surface, the surface has to be completely clean. In other words, you must first eliminate the dirt from the old epoxy floor before adding the new epoxy to the old floor in order to protect the new floor from the old dirt and to keep the new epoxy from cracking.
Now, get ready to get dirty.
Randy started this business almost 40 years ago, and his son, Randy Jr., serves as his reliable number 2.
We find some crazy stuff underneath the bottom of these.
Yeah, what do you found?
In some restaurants, we found rotten fruit, dead vermins.
Right.
Well, you see how much more the floor is getting clean now?
All right, yeah, getting in the nooks and the crannies.
So try this, Mike.
I do. What's it called again?
This is a swing sander.
Swing
All right,
sander.
yeah, what you push that in,
Uh-huh.
and you ready? You hit this button. Try to put it against your waist right there.
Uh-huh.
You can hold it just like that. You go up, it goes to that way. You go down, it goes the other way. Yes,
So
sir.
that takes it right?
Yep.
That takes it left?
Yep.
And what turns it on?
Ready?
Yeah. So you kind of keep it against you, up, and to
But
push
you
it
get
forward.
used to it. It takes a while to get used to.
Pull it up, it goes left. Push it down, it goes right. Really simple. Sounds so simple. Down, left, right.
Well, if you handle this, you should have no problem handling the big machine.
It should be very simple, right? You lift it, and it goes right. You push it, it goes left. But it doesn't do that all the time. All good.
Go!
Whoa! It's exciting.
Yep.
Degreasing a floor in a restaurant. It's a dirty job.
A very dirty job, but a critical step in assuring the new epoxy seals properly.
This would be the glamorous part, right?
Yeah.
Between the swing sander and the squeegee, I'll take the squeegee any day. Right now, though, it's a race against the clock. And once the epoxy is down, it needs time to dry before the restaurant can open for dinner.
How we fixed for time? 10:24.
Yeah, we'll be all right.
This job is really all about the sanding. After the swing sander, we go in with the hand sander.
I may rethink those knee pads.
You ready to try the big machine?
Sure.
Then, we release the Kraken,
That's a big machine.
a massive resin grinder that'll prepare the floor for a new coat.
Ready?
Yeah.
This machine uses a powerful motor and grinding blocks with diamond blades to rip up the old epoxy. It also has a vacuum to minimize dust and maximize difficulty.
There you go, Mike.
Sorry, Ben. No time for pictures. Now I'm working with Gary. We haven't seen much of Gary because he's been busy doing what he does best. Here's the chemistry I predicted before. Epoxy is made of petroleum-based resin. The resin is chemically activated by a catalyst.
Now this right here is the catalyst. We are gonna come up 1 quart, which is gonna be that line right there.
Sounds like every morning around 8:30 for me.
Just like fishing for jelly balls, epoxy application is all about the preparation.
So things happen fast now because we're working for the epoxy, basically.
Yep.
And the preparation, in case you're wondering, is a ball buster. Like a good paint job, we start by tackling the edges.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, the new generation don't have a clue about nothing. They don't want to get their hands dirty.
You know, that's why we do this crazy show. There's still people out there who are on their hands and knees in the back of a restaurant doing stuff to floors and walls that matter. You think you can teach work ethic?
Oh, yes.
I mean, how do you do it?
You know, you got to want to learn, you know. If you just come work for a paycheck, you're never going to like what you're doing. If you don't like what you're doing, don't do it.
Give a damn.
You know, yeah, you got to care. The spikes, I see them right over here.
Oh, the spikes? That's the stuff we wear in order to keep us from breaking our necks.
Yes, sir. You can feel how sharp they are.
This is a very strange mating between a croc and baseball cleats. I look forward to slipping into those.
Epoxy resin reacts with the hardener to create a durable surface. The trick now is to get the epoxy applied before it hardens. It's kind of like concrete. Once you pour it, it doesn't work for you. You work for it.
There's probably a good technique and a bad technique for
Yeah,
this, right?
if you don't mind, could you go up to that next one? We gotta kind of move along because we're getting to work.
Those cleats, by the way, are not designed to keep me from falling on my ass. They're designed to let me walk around without leaving footprints.
You gotta get to the places nobody checks. Kind of feel like this is gonna be it.
Yes, sir.
On schedule?
On schedule.
Yeah, you happy?
Yes, sir.
Or at least we're close. I mean, it's already starting to dry, right?
Yeah.
We'll be able to walk on it in a little over an hour.
Well, 5 minutes on the wrong side of perfect, but not too bad, all things considered. 4.5 hours, brand new floor. A lovely parting gift. I've never been so honored. Hey, man, you guys were unbelievable.
You're
fantastic.
fantastic.
Honestly,
man. You're
Danny,
a hard worker, man.
really a pleasure, man. You're an